It's Monday, October 25th, and this is now on HNN.
No, Ryan, we're working to ensure that we can align with the new travel requirements.
More COVID restrictions are loosening in some of Hawaii's biggest international tourism markets. We'll tell you all about it.
It's already preloaded to flood.
A massive storm front is wreaking havoc throughout the Pacific Northwest and California. I'm Dina Demetrius, and I'll have the latest on the damage.
These stories, plus why was Mark Zuckerberg spotted surfing in London? We'll explain coming up on This Is Now. Good afternoon. Thanks for watching This Is Now. You got Jonathan and Ashley back with us here in the This Is Now studio. You know, President Biden's self-imposed deadline for the passage of that sweeping Build Back Better agenda is fast approaching.
That's right. This as his average approval rating has dropped to a new low. So why do his numbers keep sliding, and which issues aren't helping the president? We want to bring in now live John Decker, White House correspondent and senior national editor at Gray Television. Thank you for being with us, John. We'll get right to it. Now, yesterday, the president met with Senator Joe Manchin. The centrist moderate Democrat is a key holdout in the president's plan, and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer was also at this meeting. Was any progress made there, and what hurdles lie ahead?
Well, some progress was made, according to both President Biden, who indicated that things are moving along in that direction, as well as from Senator Manchin, who said that he believes that they are moving towards the idea of a framework agreement before the president heads out of town, heads overseas to the G20 summit in Rome towards the end of the week. What we can expect over the next few days, we are told, is a vote on this bipartisan infrastructure deal, which has already passed the Senate. It passed the Senate with 19 Republican senators supporting it. As it relates to the Build Back Better agenda, that Build Back Better proposal, the social welfare legislation, still no agreement on that yet, Ashley. That is something we're going to keep our eyes on over the course of the next few days.
All right, John, and Election Day coming up November 2nd. It's not the midterms, but there are a bunch of House seats up for grabs. How critical is it for Democrats to lock in this win before voters head to the polls?
Democrats want some momentum, Ashley, ahead of the midterm elections. And as a result, one of those races I'm going to be watching very closely is the gubernatorial race, the race for governor in neighboring Virginia. It's a very close race. Polls indicate it's essentially tied right now, which is pretty remarkable when you consider President Biden won the state of Virginia by 10 percentage points last year in the presidential election. And here we are almost a full year later, and it's neck and neck. So that's the race that I think I'm going to be watching. It's the race that analysts from both parties are watching as well, to give us an indication as to what we can expect in the midterm elections next year. Of course, Democrats want to hold on to both the House, which they hold by a narrow margin, and of course it's 50-50 in the Senate. So it's a very close margin that President Biden has right now. He'd like to increase that margin in the midterms.
All right, John Decker reporting live from the White House. Thank you for being with us, John, and always keeping us up to date on everything happening on Capitol Hill.
Hawaii is reporting 97 new COVID cases today and no additional coronavirus-related fatalities. For a complete island-by-island breakdown of all the cases being reported today, just head to those HNN digital platforms.
Tokyo lifted its COVID restrictions on approved restaurants so they can open and serve alcohol for longer hours. The move came as the number of new confirmed cases has dwindled in the capital. The city reported just 17 new COVID cases today. That's the lowest since June of last year. No word on whether Japan plans to lift travel restrictions anytime soon. Officials are still telling people to be cautious as the weather gets colder. South Korea is also planning to loosen emergency orders. Officials reported more than 1,000 new cases today, but they're still planning to launch a Living with COVID strategy next month. As of today, South Korea says more than 70% of its 52 million residents have been fully vaccinated. And another travel update to pass along. Hawaiian Airlines has decided on December 13th it will resume 5 flights a week to Sydney. Australians will arrive here on a red-eye and arrive in Honolulu at 10:35 a.m. The first flight to Honolulu arrives December 16th, our time.
And this just in, we just got an update from Governor David Ige, who was speaking with the Star Advertiser just a short time ago about the state's COVID response.
And we're working to ensure that we can align with the new travel requirements, especially for international travel. It's a huge difference for international travel because the airlines will take responsibility for ensuring that the travelers meet all of the requirements of the United States in order to enter. We have been talking with our travel partners, the airlines, from Japan, Canada, Australia, who are all interested in restarting international travel. And we're working to ensure that they are completing the vaccination verification. We also are working to get samples of what an Australian vaccination record looks like, what the Japanese and the South Koreans and Canadians, just so that we can distribute that to our businesses as well. I mean, I know that many will still be requiring vaccination, and we want to make sure that as many in our community can recognize what a Japanese, Australian, South Korean vaccination record looks like, so that they can allow those who are vaccinated into their facilities.
All right, joining us now, new at noon, is Eric Jones with the travel blog, The Vacationer. Hey, Eric. Aloha. How's it going?
Good. How are you, John? How you doing?
Good. So you guys just did a new survey there with your blog, and tell me what it's about. I know it's a lot about holiday travel. What are you learning?
Yeah, so we just kind of wanted to see what the travel sentiment was going to be for the holiday season this year compared to last year a little bit, and just seeing how people are feeling about being gathered together with their family and friends, whether people are still going the virtual route or, if we're going to see a lot more people getting together in the traditional setting.
And what are some of the numbers? I know you surveyed more than 1,000 people, right, from across the country, and pretty much even men and women. So what were some of the takeaways?
Yeah, so some of the key takeaways is we're seeing that there's going to be some more travel this year. We had run the similar survey last year, and this year we're seeing about a 37% increase for travel for the holidays. That's across all the holidays that we're going to be up. It was about 15.19% going on Thanksgiving, 20.22 on the Christmas holidays, and then 27.17 will be for both. So overall, that's about 161 million people when you look at the most recent census is going to be traveling in general.
So I know you asked a question about how comfortable people are. What were people saying there?
Well, this year, people are going to feel much more comfortable. 43% said that they're more comfortable this year. And about 47% said they were about the same as last year, and only 10% feel less comfortable. So I guess that's because, a lot more people are vaccinated. We still have some mandates in place for masks and different things. And as we get further away from the start of COVID, I guess people are becoming more, this is just the new normal. So they're getting back into the swing of things, how it was before the virus broke out.
And you guys do a lot more than just surveys there with your blog. Tell our viewers something that they might not know about the world of travel. Any great deals out there? Any trends that people need to know about that you can give us insight on?
Yeah, so we try to focus on a lot of different things, just, basic travel in terms of getting things such as global entry or TSA PreCheck. But one of the things we do focus on is getting cheap flights. And one of our favorite places to go is Google Flights to check. It's a great aggregator. So I know there's a lot of people trying to push different aggregators to try to go out and find the best prices for travel. So our recommendation is always Google Flights. So if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. That's what we'd recommend.
All right. Eric Jones with The Vacationer. Thanks for being with us.
No problem. Thank you.
Campaigners demanding legislation that forces Facebook to stop harming children placed a 30-meter-high installation outside the UK Parliament depicting Mark Zuckerberg surfing a wave of cash surrounded by distressed tweens. The action, staged by a global campaign group, Some of Us, came as a Facebook whistleblower prepared to testify to the UK Parliament's Joint Committee on the draft online safety bill. The whistleblower's prior revelations have alleged the platform consistently puts growth and profit ahead of public safety. Paul Walker's daughter got married earlier this month, and we now know that she was walked down the aisle by movie star Vin Diesel. She recently posted a picture of the special moment on social media. Vin Diesel is Meadow Walker's godfather. Meadow spent many years as a child growing up on Oahu. Her father, Paul Walker, and Vin Diesel starred in 5 Fast and Furious movies together. Walker died in a car crash in November 2013. He was just 40 years old.
To developing weather on the mainland now. What's known as a bomb cyclone is really wreaking havoc in parts of the west with heavy rain, heavy snow, and strong winds. Here's Dina Demetrius with all the latest developments.
Drenching rains and lashing winds are whipping across Northern California, causing roads to flood and rivers and creeks to overflow, all because of what's called a bomb cyclone weather system that is stalled over the west coast. For a time, the winds were so strong the Golden Gate Bridge was whistling. Beyond flooded roads, the storm is causing severe damage, like this mudslide near where the Dixie Fire burned this summer. It's closed down part of Highway 70, but some residents say they'll deal with the inconvenience because the rain is so desperately needed here.
To see the rain and just help all the dry land out there. Rain's a good thing, and as long as everyone's preparing for it, rain's a good thing right now.
Conditions are rough, especially for driving.
The storm is bringing snow to the Sierra Nevada mountain range. The area could see up to 7 feet of snow before the storm is over. Interstate 80 was open to cars only Monday morning near the California-Nevada state line. Even Southern California is getting drenched. This is the first significant rainfall here in months, but it's unclear how much any of this rain will help relieve the drought hitting much of the west coast. People living near where the Alisal fire burned in Santa Barbara County just weeks ago were evacuated Monday morning.
The debris fields up there, because of the burn scar, is already loose and is already preloaded to flood. And with intense rainfall, all of that's going to break loose and come flying down the canyon.
2021 was California's worst water year, which ended September 30th. It was the second driest on record and the driest in more than 100 years. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, thank you, Dina, for that update. We'll be tracking that for you all day long here at HNN. You know where I'm from in Southern Illinois, I was watching storm coverage all last night. They had very severe weather, tornadoes reported throughout the region. Some damage reported even at this little antique mall I used to visit with my grandma. I saw pictures of it today with just the roof blown off. So severe weather across the nation. Wow. And when you use a term like bomb cyclone,
right,
that really makes you alert. Really does. All right, guys, nothing like that here right now for our weather. So that's why we're going to turn it over to Guy Hoggy for our happy little forecast.
It's going to be a beautiful Monday, right? Those trade winds will still be running firm from Maui to Kauai today, about 15 to 25 miles an hour. Lighter, of course, over on the Kona side of the Big Island. And that means we'll see some windward and Mauka showers from time to time. And also, there's a small craft advisory posted for the waters around Maui and the Big Island. And we're also looking at a new swell coming in to the North Shore, mostly from the north. So it's not going to pick up on the west side very much, but they might get a little bit of wrapping action. And South Shores, pretty small at 1 to 3, but we could see a South Shore boost coming in sometime on Wednesday. So today, the trade winds will run breezy. By tomorrow, the trade winds will really slow up and soften up, and that means humidity levels will be climbing. Even lighter winds are due on Thursday going into next week. And with these lighter winds, we'll likely see some afternoon clouds and perhaps even a few spotty downpours. And the widespread rain, though, not coming in anytime soon.
Thank you, Guy. I always hate to see those trade winds go, but very happy to see we're not dealing with what California is.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to some good news, guys. Here, check this out. And this really had me excited today. Red Lobster is making it easy for you to enjoy those iconic Cheddar Bay biscuits whenever you crave them. Ready to bake frozen biscuits are inspired by the famous biscuits you get in the restaurant, and now they're being exclusively sold at Walmart. The directions say they take about 25 to 30 minutes to heat up, and that includes that melted buttery garlic seasoning. Okay, full confession, I live very close to the Red Lobster.
You sure do.
Been there twice in over a year. And one of those was specifically because I ordered to go a dozen cheddar biscuits.
That's all?
That's all.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
I mean, I felt pretty guilty about that. I did, but they are delicious. They really are. And they really don't store well, so I like this idea of a frozen option because, you know, you get the fresh ones. They don't taste fresh for long.
I am so surprised at the line that is constantly at Red Lobster.
That is my
Every
tourism
day.
measure. That is my tourism measure. When the line is long, tourists and visitors are back. When the line is short, I don't know. It's unofficial. I don't know if Howard Dykes would agree with me there, but that's my measurement of the tourism industry, how long the food lines are outside Waikiki
I just
restaurants.
wonder if our visitors know there are other places than like mainland chains
that
to
might
eat
serve
here.
seafood even.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Chart House right around the corner.
Oh, yeah. Well, some drama surrounding a popular breakfast pastry. Now, a New York woman is suing Kellogg over the fruit filling in its Pop-Tarts. Get this, you guys. According to the lawsuit, the advertising on boxes for their strawberry Pop-Tarts, which are my favorite, are misleading because the filling uses less strawberries than expected. So the complaint says the pastry contains more pears and apples than strawberries. I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So the lawsuit calls for a jury trial and asks for over $5 million in damages. It's kind of ridiculous. The lawyers representing the case are also representing an Illinois woman who sued Kellogg in August for similar allegations. Kellogg has not commented on the lawsuits.
Did you know they're not vegan?
They're
I guess
not
there's
vegan?
some sort of gelatin in them.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I know some vegan friends. I'm sitting right out in this newsroom right now. Can't have the Pop-Tarts because they're not vegan.
I
So-
wouldn't think they're vegan anyway.
Yeah. Oh well, I guess the milk and dairy, right? And that would probably be in there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a pastry chef, so I should probably not even be commenting. Because personally, I love Pop-Tarts. I don't really care if there was real strawberries in them or not. And I
neither.
honestly didn't think there was. I would have just assumed it was all sugar and artificial flavoring because it is something called a Pop-Tart and served in a 4x4 cardboard box.
They're
So,
delicious.
they are good, so I'm not going to knock them too much. Let's get to some Halloween news.
Yeah, happy Halloween week, everyone. The spooky celebration just days away, and this has become a tradition here at HNN. Local ghost stories from Lopaka, Kapa Nui, and here's one about a mysterious call on Kauai.
A few years ago, I had to fill in for a storyteller on Kauai. And during that session, everybody had a good time, but afterwards, an older Hawaiian man approached me and asked me if he would tell me his personal story. And I said, hiki no, ke olu olu. He told me growing up in Lumahai, there was a thing that he and his brother had to do, his younger brother. They would have to come home, do their chores, do their homework, and then they could go fishing. And fishing was the favorite part of their whole day. But the old Hawaiian man said one day, he came home, did his chores, did his homework, but then his little brother decided to go kalalau and be moloa. And so he got punished, and he had to stay home, do the chores, do the homework, couldn't go fishing. The man tells me as he's walking away from the house, he hears his brother calling him from the bedroom window, Alika! Alika! What? Bro, I'm going fishing. Your fault you never do your homework. You know, now you gotta do chores. Alika! Alika, what? Listen. Alika coming for catch fish. Alika coming for catch fish. Watch out for him. Alika coming. The old Hawaiian man said he got mad because you never announce where you're going to go fishing, because when you get to the spot, the fish you intend to catch will not be there. But to his surprise, Alika caught many fish, a bucket full. And as he was about to walk home, he suddenly was overcome with being luhi, tired, and decided to just take a rest right where he stood. When he woke up, the sun had already set, and it was dark. And as he stood up, he began to go, oh, ah. And he looks on his arms and his legs, feels his face, his body, his torso. There's human bite marks all over. Angry, red, dark, black, and blue bruises, specific indentation of human teeth. And he drops everything and runs back home. Ah! When he gets home, he explains to his parents, who do a blessing on him. They make him ow, and then he goes to bed. He thinks his little brother is already asleep, but just as he's about to fall asleep, the little brother says, Alika, I wasn't calling the fish for tell them no be where you going to stay for fish. I was calling the night marchers. I know you was going moy on top the trail, and you're not supposed to because that's where the night marchers walk. Alika said, upon hearing that, he gave his small brother 30 lickings.
Woo! I love those ghost stories. We're posting them all to your H&N digital platforms too, so you can catch them all. If you miss that one or any other ones you want to catch up with them or share them with your friends, just head there and check them out. You guys, this is my favorite time of year. Really, I love Halloween, and I love that we have our own little tradition here at This Is Now, and it's our virtual costume contest. You can submit your photos right now to H&N's digital platforms. I just refreshed the story, so it should be there on your homepage right now. It's also in the Facebook feed. I posted it on Friday there. It will repost it today or tomorrow too, so it'll be fresh for you. So all you do, submit your photos, give us your information, and then Ashley and I will pick the finalists on Thursday, which we will post to our H&N Instagram account. Followed by that, you will be the voter, and you guys will decide who the grand prize winners are, and those grand prize winners will receive, no, not my Pez dispenser costume or Ashley's Minnie Mouse costume, but some awesome, awesome prizes from the international marketplace. We're giving away gift cards to some restaurants at the Grand Lanai there at the IMP, and they have a lot of new options there as well. So the winner will get to choose from those gift cards. Very cool. And that is our costumes from last year. That is not what I'm going to be again this year, Ashley. But I will give a hint. I will be using a box in my costume in some way. More Halloween news, right?
That's right. Tomorrow is National Pumpkin Day, a day to celebrate the versatile gourd. Now, whether you enjoy pumpkin decor or pumpkin spice lattes, National Pumpkin Day is the day to fulfill all your pumpkin obsessions. So you can carve a jack-o'-lantern, roast pumpkin seeds, visit a pumpkin patch, or pop a pumpkin pie in the oven. You're asked to share your photos of your creations on social media with the hashtag National Pumpkin Day.
All right, guys, I have something super adorable I want to share with everyone, and we can sort of just describe these for our podcast listeners. Check out what this hospital in the Chicagoland area is doing. They're having their own costume contest. There's a Captain America, a Ninja Turtle. That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Aww.
I know. I could watch these all day. They're pretty adorable. And what they're doing is these families that have their babies dressed up are competing for some tickets. They've teamed up with the Chicago Bears, I believe, if I read the story right earlier, and they will win tickets to some Chicago Bears events. I'm sure the babies won't. That is adorable. That is a baby bean pod. And is that a
pumpkin?
A loofah? Oh, a pumpkin loofah. Okay. I get it. I think we have time for one more story that's not Halloween related.
It's not. It's one of those auction stories we love to tell you about. So a pair of Michael Jordan sneakers broke a record this weekend. The Nike Airship sneakers went for $1.47 million. The price tag set a new world record for the most money ever paid at auction for a pair of sneakers. Now, Jordan wore the red and white footwear in 1984 during the 5th game of his rookie season with the Chicago Bulls.
I know Ian Schuring, you don't see a lot of him anymore. He's upstairs in his office. And when that story came on, I know that he's looking at the TV right now. Sorry, Ian. I don't have $1.4 million to loan you to get those. You guys, that's it for This Is Now. Have a great day, everyone.